Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Cubing Edition. That's right, we've got another episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition today, so let's meet our contestant. So, our contestant for today, going for the grand prize of $1 million, is a person who has seen a Rubik's Cube at least once, Stanley Chapel. How's it going, Stanley?
I'm fine, how about you?
I'm doing quite well. So this is a unique episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition because Stanley will be playing all on his own today. Stanley, you're known for knowing a lot about cubing, so we're going to see how you're able to do on this episode of the show. So let's go over the rules real quick. So you've got 15 cubing-related trivia questions between you and our grand prize of $1 million. The questions will get harder as the values go up. Both the $1,000 and $32,000 questions are our milestone questions, which means you cannot walk away with less than that if you get them correct. You have 3 lifelines to help you out along the way, 50-50, ask the audience, and phone a friend. And, of course, if you're unsure of a question and would rather keep the money you have so far, you can walk away at any time. So does all that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Alright, so you know the rules, you know the lifelines, let's play. For $100, how many stickers are on a 1x1 Rubik's Cube? Is it A, 1, B, 6, C, 36, or D, 216?
This is an interesting question. Wow, this is really tough. I'm going to venture guess that 1 times 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 6, right? So B, 6, final answer.
B is your final answer? That is correct. Congratulations. I question your methods, but it works. Alright, for $200. What is the name of the Pyraminx puzzle with an added layer? Is it A, Megaminx, B, Master Pyraminx, C, Pyroxene, or D, the Pyromaniac?
Well, I question the answer with the definite article at the front because that's not something we see a whole lot. Name a puzzle that starts with V. I don't know, but you see, we have Master Pyraminx that actually has Pyraminx in it, so that actually makes sense. Then there's also Megaminx, which very nearly has Pyraminx in it, but it does not. I'm pretty sure that the Megaminx is an octahedral puzzle, so we can safely rule it out. And Pyroxene, that's like a sticker mod, right? Isn't it? Yeah. B, Master Pyraminx, final answer.
All right, B is your final answer, Master Pyraminx. That is correct. No huge surprise there. Congratulations. All right, for $300. Who is the current 3x3 cube world champion according to the WCA? Is it A, Philip Weyer, B, Oscar Van Deventer, C, Bob Burton, or D, Joseph Stalin?
Well, if I recall correctly, Joseph Stalin probably did not encounter a cube in his lifetime. That seems somewhat unlikely. I think I will rule that out, but I will revisit it later if I feel the need to. Bob Burton has solved the 3x3 before, so he is a contender. And so has Oscar Van Deventer, but as I recall, he has no WCA profile, so he's out. So Philip Weyer, I'm pretty sure he's also solved the cube before, but who could it be between him and Bob Burton? Seems quite... Oh wait, Bob Burton didn't go to the last World Championships, so it couldn't be him. So even without knowing how fast either competitor is, it must be A, Philip Weyer.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, for $300, that is correct. Congratulations. All right, for $500. Which of the following celebrities has famously solved a Rubik's Cube on television? Is it A, Travis Scott, B, Justin Bieber, C, Beyonce, or D, Leonardo da Vinci?
Didn't Leonardo da Vinci invent the television?
Oh my YouTube comments are gonna hate you.
So I think that's what I think he's a red herring because he invented the television, so we're supposed to connect him to that, but he's not actually the right one, I think. Travis Scott and Beyonce, I do not have any recollection of solving a Rubik's Cube on television before, but Justin Bieber, I do actually know about this. So it's B, Justin Bieber, final answer.
All right, for $500, that is correct. Congratulations. All right, so here we go. We're going into the $1,000 question. Now, this is the most important question so far because if you get this correct, you can't leave with anything less than $1,000. So, for $1,000, let's play. What was the location of the WCA World Championships in 2013? Is it A, Toronto, Canada, B, Sao Paulo, Brazil, C, Las Vegas, USA, or D, my backyard?
Well, Sao Paulo was the location of the World Championships in 2015, so I think I can safely rule that out. And Toronto, Canada has not hosted a World since 2003. But Las Vegas versus my backyard? Aren't they the same thing? Like, they're in the same country, right? So...
I don't believe I can give any clarification there.
But for the sake of answer consistency, however, since the two answers I've been able to rule out are cities, and Las Vegas is a city and my backyard is not, C, Las Vegas, USA, final answer.
All right, for $1,000, that is correct. Congratulations. So, you've now won $1,000, and you're going to be going for $2,000 right after this break. And we're back with episode 3 of season 2 of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition. So, today as our contestant, we've got Stanley Chapel, and I want to talk to you a bit before we move on with the game for the $2,000 question. So for the viewers at home who may not know, you're an extremely talented solver in many WCA events, and you've currently got some impressive world records in 4x4 and 5x5 blindfolded. And so that right there is proof that your short-term and medium-term memory is very well trained. But you're also very skilled with long-term memory. You've shown some pretty intense trivia skills in the past, in cubing at home and just in life in general. So I'm curious, is that something that comes naturally to you when you're interested in a topic, or do you dedicate time to actually studying and revising trivia about cubing and things like that?
I think at its core, it is something that kind of comes naturally to me, where I just kind of remember and absorb a lot of things I see when, when I was started out cubing, like browsing speed solving forums on the WCA website, I would kind of just, latch on to things that I saw, and I just remember them to this day. But at a certain point, having remembered those things kind of snowballs, and people want to test my trivia skills further, so I will just actively study for that kind of thing on some occasions, and
Gotcha.
That further enhances my trivia knowledge.
That's cool. Hey, whatever works for you. It seems like you're doing well so far. So currently, you're going into the $2,000 question with all your lifelines left. We currently have a prize pool of $22, thanks to a recent subscriber. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, so for $2,000, are you ready to continue?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's play. If a 3x3x3 cube is assembled randomly, what is the probability of it being solvable without taking it apart again? Is it A, 1/2, B, 1/6, C, 1/12, or D, 1/24?
There are 3 different factors that determines whether a randomly assembled cube is solvable. So the first one you have to deal with is edge orientation. When you assemble the first 11 edges, the 12th has to go in a single orientation its orientation is determined by the first 11. So if it's put in the wrong way, that's a 1/2 chance already that the cube is solvable. And you can do the same thing with corners. Put in the first 7 corners, and the last one can only go in one way to make it solvable. So it's another 1/3 to add on to that. 1/2 times 1/3 is 1/6. And finally, we have permutation parity. If you do a quarter turn to the cube, you end up with an odd number. You end up with an odd parity cycle in both edges and corners, and that balance can't be broken. So if you assemble corners one way, then and assemble 10 edges, the last 2 edges can only go in one permutation. That's another 1/2 factor. 1/6 times 1/2 is 1/12. So C 1/12, final answer.
All right, I liked your thought process there. Let's see if that's correct. For $2,000, spot on. You got it. Nicely done. Nicely done. So you're going to be going for $4,000 now. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. For $4,000, what is God's number in half-turn metric for the 2x2x2 cube? Is it A, 9, B, 11, C, 13, or D, 14?
Ooh. So, fun question. There's not really much I can work out for this one. I'm going to be quite honest here. I am just, pretty certain that it's 11 from what I remember. But, that being said, I'm not, completely sure. So, let's, safety lifeline. I know it's not 9. It could be 13 or 14, but I see that as a low chance. I'll do 50-50 on this one, just for safety.
Alright, computer, take away 2 incorrect answers. We've got 11 and 13 remaining.
I think I will trust my first instinct and say B11 final answer.
Alright, for $4,000, going with a bit of a guess here. How are you feeling about this? What's your confidence level?
Somewhat confident, but not completely.
Alright, well, it was a good guess, because that's correct, for $4,000. Congratulations. No huge surprise there. I think you can usually trust your gut. You've got a good memory going on there.
Yeah, didn't want to completely trust it, though.
Yeah, it was a good move to use the 50-50. Alright, are you ready to go for $8,000?
Let's do it.
Alright, for $8,000. Which of the following people does not have a 40-plus point WCA result in multi-blind? Is it A, Marcin Kowalczyk, B, Mark Bojanowski, C, Yu Chang Chen, or D, Tommy Cherry?
Hit a pretty, on-the-nose, hot-button question for me right here, I'm not going to lie. Being a competitor who does have a 40-plus point WCA result in multi-blind, I know these rankings pretty well, I've got to say. So, first of all, we've got Marcin Kowalczyk, who famously got a 41 out of 41 in 54 minutes and 14 seconds with a +2 in November 2013 at SLS Vierkony 2013, which was world record by, I believe, it's either 6 or 9 points, I think, but it was a big jump, and it was the best result ever at the time. And I know this well because he places 1 spot above me in the WCA rankings, beating me by 25 seconds and no points.
Wow.
And Mark Bojanowski, he's the reason I do not have state record in multi-blind, funnily enough. And since I have a 40-plus point result, I can also deduce that Mark also has a 40-plus point result. That being said, I also know that his 44 point result at Worlds 47 out of 50 got, I think, 8 or 9 million views on YouTube, and we memed about this in the multi-blinders group chat for a long time, so that's a pretty safe guess. Yu Chang Chen has always been like the dark horse in multi-blind, and while I don't really have much else to say, I know he has 47 out of 49 officially, which is very much over 40 points. So that leaves D, Tommy Cherry, final answer.
Alright, you sound very confident with that. No huge surprise there as a multi-blinder yourself. And for $8,000, that is correct. Well done. Alright, let's go to the next question for $16,000. Which of the following large puzzles has never been constructed? Is it A, a 33 by 33 by 33, B, a 3 by 3 by 39, C, a 2 by 2 by 50, or D, a 1 by 2 by 111?
So, a 33 by 33 by 33, that's famously the largest cubic puzzle that's ever been constructed. So I know that does exist. And the 1 by 2 by 111, I've seen a video of it being turned, and it's entertaining. Where you get to see it turn on the long axis, and the puzzle just flops everywhere. It's very, very entertaining to watch a turn be completed on it. But the main takeaway from that, however, is that the puzzle exists. I can be somewhat confident on that. 2 by 2 by 50 as well. These 2 by 2 by 50 and 3 by 3 by 39. However, 2 by 2 by n is just generally a much easier construction than 3 by 3 by n at a large scale n. So I think, even though it's not a 100% answer for me, 3 by 3 by 39 I will go with.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, let's see the damage.
For $16,000. We'll find out if that's right when we come back. And we're back with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition. So, when we left off, Stanley was going for $16,000 here. And he already locked in with B, 3 by 3 by 39 as his final answer, for which of the following large puzzles has never been constructed. So, let's see. For $16,000. That is correct! Congratulations! I see a sigh of relief there for you.
There's no way a 3 by 3 by 39 was ever constructed. I just didn't know, you know?
Yeah.
It's that kind of question.
I got you. I see a sigh of relief there, and, as we can tell now, you're going for $32,000. You've got 2 lifelines left, arguably the 2 most helpful ones, where you can ask our audience and you can phone a friend. We've got a prize pool of $22.22 right now, looking pretty nice. And yeah, the next question is our second milestone question. So if you get this right, you can't leave with anything less than $32,000. So definitely an important one to get correct here. So are you ready to continue?
Yes, let's go.
All right, for $32,000. Which of the following people has never had a 3 by 3 by 3 fewest moves world record? Is it A, Tomoaki Okayama, B, Zbigniew Zaborowski, C, Husrazu Schultz, or D, Ryan Heiss?
So, Tomoaki Okayama, I remember, had a 20 at Czech Open 2012 and was famously the first person to reach God's number in an official attempt. Husrazu Schultz, I don't remember exactly what his world record is. I believe it was a 26 single, but I do remember that he competed in 1982 and came back later and got world record. That's what I know about him. So I can safely rule out those 2 guys. Zbigniew Zaborowski and Ryan Heiss is a little bit of a toss-up because I don't distinctly remember a fewest moves world record from either. But what I do know is that Zbigniew Zaborowski competed in fewest moves, and I don't recall the same from Ryan Heiss. So I think I can say with pretty high confidence that D, Ryan Heiss, is my final answer.
All right. You sound pretty confident there. It seems maybe going into it you weren't 100% sure, but are you locking in with D as your final answer then?
Yeah, let's see.
All right. For $32,000, that is correct, and that's a huge milestone right there. Congratulations. So there's a fun fact there. Ryan Heist, despite being super influential in the cubing community, actually never competed in a WCA competition.
What I thought.
Yeah, but he did invent the heist method, which is originally commonly used for fewest moves. So I thought that was interesting to find out. And yeah, you were pretty much on point with the stuff you said. Husrazu Schultz's single was a 27, so pretty close there. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at our money tree here. You're going for the $64,000 question. This is the highest question we've seen in this season of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition. How are you feeling right now?
A little bit shaken up by the 3x3x39 question.
Yeah.
But I think I'm ready to go on. I still got 2 lifelines that I'll use as necessary. But yeah, I'm just trying to not think about the $1 million question too much.
Understandable. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck to you, and let's move on to the $64,000 question. Which of these puzzles has the fewest number of permutations? Is it A, Pyraminx, B, Scube, C, 2x2, or D, Clock? And just for clarification, this is Pyraminx including the tips.
Right. Pyraminx without tips is on the order of 800,000. I know that. But if we include tips, that multiplies it by 3 for each tip, so that's times 81. So we're on the order of about 60 million. 3x3, or 2x2, sorry, is on the order of about 3 million. And Scube, I'm going to do some rough calculations here, if you do not mind.
Take as much time as you need.
So we have 6 centers, right? But they can't freely permute because each move does a 3 cycle to the centers. So you have to divide by 2 for parity. So you have 6 factorial over 2 is 360 center permutations. And then on top of, but if we're thinking about center permutations, that way we have to fix a corner. So I'll just assume the DB corner is fixed, just for the sake of being a human and wanting to make this calculation easier to visualize. And so the corners can only reorient in pairs within a tetrad. So the front tetrad can re-permute. Well, no, they can't re-permute. But what they can do is, like, they can rotate around freely. So I'm just trying to think. Thinking about Scube is hard.
Scube is a tough one to visualize.
Yeah, it really is. But the front tetrad can re-permute freely, but with the restriction of parity again. So that's 12 ways for the front to re-permute, and then 3 ways for the back, because you can just, rotate the back. So that's 36. So we're at 12,960, and then we have orientations. So, then a tetrad they can re-permute. So we have times 2 to the 6, 12,960 times 64. So that's like 13,000 times 64, which gives us, I believe that's actually the number of permutations on a Pyraminx without tips, I'm thinking. And clock is 12 to the 14, which is a much larger number. So with those rough calculations in mind, get your praise out in chat, guys, because let's go with B Scube final answer.
Wow, so you pretty much calculated the number of permutations there on the spot, and you ended up saying that Scube is the fewest in your opinion?
I believe it would have around 864,000, yes.
All right, for $64,000. That is 100% correct. Congratulations. Wow. So I should say that your calculations were presumably missing some factors there. The number of permutations on a Scube is actually 3.1 million. But a 2x2 is 3.6 million. So it just narrowly beats out 2x2 there.
I missed a factor of 4.
That's
and
what
I know exactly what it is. My brain said corners have 2 orientations instead of 3, and I lucked out.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that was a tough one, but are you ready to go for $125,000 now? You've still got 2 lifelines, 4 questions left to the million. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. For $125,000, which of the following results would currently be ranked the highest in the WCA? Is it A, 4x4 20-second single, B, 5x5 40-second single, C, 6x6 1 minute 20-second single, or D, 7x7 1 minute 50-second single? So to clarify, sorry, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna ask a clarifying question.
To clarify, this is ranked the best in the WCA, not which ranking is the greatest number, which one is the best, yeah.
I believe this doesn't matter at all because it wouldn't be anyway, but does this include T-Mone's 117 6x6 single from today?
This does not include anything that's not currently in the WCA database as of July 3rd, 2020.
So it doesn't include his 37 on 5x5 either, I don't think. Yeah, no. So 5 people have sub 24x4 single. Funnily enough, I actually looked this up right before the quiz.
Wow.
7x7 150. It's either the number of people who've gotten that is either 1 or 2. And I can safely say that 5x5 is more than that, and so is 6x6, because in 6x6 you have Max, Felix, Kevin. 7x7 you have Max and possibly Zhuangshai. I think it's very clear that the answer is D, 7x7 150, final answer.
Wow, for $125,000, that is correct. Well done. You're really killing it out here. You're going for $250,000. Let's play. For $250,000, what was the first cube released by Moyu that had the prefix Ao? Is it A, the Aosu, B, the Ao Long, C, the Ao Shi, or D, the Ao Chuang?
To start off with answering this question, I'm going to give a little bit of personal background, if that's okay.
All good.
So, many of you know that I started cubing in 2016. However, in 2013 and 2014, I actually watched a lot of cubing unboxings on YouTube without knowing how to solve a cube just because I found them interesting. So I actually remember early January 2014 when the Aosu released. And I remember this distinctly being before the others because nobody knew how to pronounce Aosu. And because of this, I know the Aochuang and Aoshi released much later and the Aolong was just a little bit later in 2014. But A, Aosu, final answer.
Wow. For $250,000, that is correct. And I'm completely impressed by that. Well done, well done. All right, Stanley. You have $250,000 on the line right now, and you're going for $500,000. You have 2 lifelines with 2 questions left. How are you feeling right now?
A little bit nervous, but I've got 2 lifelines. Should be fun.
All right.
Let's see.
Best of luck to you. Let's go for $500,000. Which of the following competitors has been to the most WCA competitions? Is it A, Tim Reynolds, B, Ming Zhang, C, Ron Van Bruchem, or D, Sebastian Aru?
Oh, let's go. Okay. Ming Zheng has been to the most competitions by far in recent memory. Many people will remember that the record for most competitions was previously held by a guy named Francois Cortes. I probably butchered his name, but he sadly passed away in 2016. And I remember Ming Zheng was the person who overtook him and has consistently been to more competitions since then. And his case is also helped by being located in China, where he would have been able to attend competitions very recently without as much resistance from the COVID-19 pandemic. So I think I'm in a position where I can pretty safely say that B, Mingjung, is the final answer, but that I did not. Sorry, I autopiloted there on my words a little bit. I did not mean final answer in that way. But I thought, we'd have a little fun. Let's let the people look it up. Let's ask the audience just for fun, even though I'm pretty sure the answer.
All right, for $500, audience, Stanley needs your help. We're gonna send you this question here. Which of the following competitors has been to the most WCA competitions? A. Tim Reynolds, B. Ming Zhang, C. Ron Van Bruchem, or D. Sebastian Aru? On your keypads, using A, B, C, or D, vote now. Alright, the audience has voted 0% for A, 85% for B, 0% for C, and 15% for D. So
I think that gives me the confidence to say B, Mingjung, final answer.
Alright, for $500,000. Mingjung is correct. Congratulations. Alright, so you've gotten $500,000. The $1 million question is up next, and if you get this incorrect, you'll fall back to $32,000. If you get it right, you'll be the first grand winner in the history of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition. So, stay tuned, everybody. Stanley's going to be going for $1 million right after this. And we're back with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition. Stanley, you're going for the $1 million question now. You have one lifeline. I just want to say that in the entire history of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Cubing Edition, nobody has gotten this far, and so the $1 million question has been the same for every game that has ever happened, and you're finally here to reveal it. So there's a lot of history here, and we'll see how you do. Are you ready?
Not really, but let's get the show on the road.
All right, for the last time of the day, let's play. What is the smallest n by n by n puzzle to have over 10 to the 100 possible permutations? Is it A, 5 by 5, B, 6 by 6, C, 7 by 7, or D, 8 by 8?
Man. I think I could map this out. And I don't think it would take too long to drag out if I just did some like quick maths before I phone a friend to seal the deal. Would that be fine?
Totally fine. Whatever's your best strategy here.
So, first I'll do the odd ones because first of all there's a factor of 3 by 3 permutations in them. So we can take this factor 43 quintillion, which let me just calculate the exponent with absolute certainty first, which I believe to be, it's 19. Yeah, it's definitely 19. And then we can do and then we have to pile on 24 factorial a bunch of times, which I sadly don't have a perfect estimate of what its exponent is, but what I can do is 10 factorial is 10 factorial is in the millions, so it's an exponent of 6. So we can, and then there's 14 more that are at least 10, so it's at least 20. And I think for safety's sake, because we have the last few are about twice as big, we can add 3 more. So it's about 10 to the 23, I would estimate. Oh god, my math is probably terrible. But we gotta do what we gotta do. So 19 times 23, or 19 plus 23 rather, is 42. So that's the cage pieces on a 5 by 5. Then we need 2 types of centers, which would be 24 factorial over 4 factorial to the 6. So that's 24 factorial minus divided by 6 factors of 24. So I would probably reduce it by 6 plus a few, so 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably about 8. No, that can't be right. Wait, yes it can. Yes it can. Yes it can. Say 24 to the 6 is about 10 to the 8 or 10 to the 9. These are probably so off, but I'm just trying to get a rough idea. Gotta scope out everything beforehand, you know?
I understand.
So, we have our factor of 10 to the 42 before, and we have 2 types of centers, which are each about 10 to the 23 over 10 to the 9, which is, so that's probably about 10 to the 14 for each center type? Oh no, I really hope these estimations are fine. But that would put 5 by 5 well under 10 to the 100, is the main takeaway here. So let's go on to 7 by 7. So 10 to the 19, so it's 10 to the 19 for 3 by 3 pieces, plus 2 factors of 10 to the 23 is 46, so that's 65 without centers, and then there's a lot of center factors. 7 by 7 is definitely over 10 to the 100. And funnily enough, there's also Red KB's video about the number of permutations on the 7 by 7, which I don't remember the, I believe it was like 19 duo quinquagintillion. That number, for those who don't know, is well over 10 to the 100. It's about 10 to the 154, I believe. So that tells me my estimates are, first of all, pretty good, but it doesn't tell me how many permutations are on a 6 by 6, which is the main thing. So let's call in a friend. I think that's the move right now.
Okay, so you're gonna use your phone a friend lifeline?
Alright, yeah. Let's call Andreas Petsalis.
Alright, so we're gonna call Andreas Petsalis to see if he can help you out here with the $1 million question. Can we get Andreas on the line? Andreas, are you here?
Yes.
Andreas, alright. How are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. So Stanley's here on our program today, and he's going for the $1 million, and he needs your help. So I'm gonna pass you over to him, and he'll have 30 seconds to read you the questions and answers and discuss it with you. Are you ready?
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, Stanley, go for it.
How many permutations are there on a 6 by 6?
On a 6 by 6? Okay, the VCube 6 Wikipedia says 10 to the 116.
Okay, and just for safety, look up 5 by 5 permutations as well.
Okay, speed solving forum, someone did the math, and it's 1.79 times 10 to the 88.
Okay,
And that's
great.
time.
Okay.
All right. How are you feeling?
Wikipedia, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now, Wikipedia. B, 6 by 6 by 6. Final answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's just won $1 million! Congratulations, Stanley. How are you feeling?
Relieved.
So you're gonna go home with our entire prize pool here of $1 million. It feels good. I'm glad you were here to be on the show with us today. And yeah, that's it for today's program. Congratulations, Stanley. You're leaving us with the entire prize pool. Let's see what it actually comes out to. That's $22.22 for you today. Alright, congratulations. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a really good time. And with that, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next episode. It will be featuring the one and only Patrick Ponce and the one and only Rami Spahi, so make sure to tune in for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all next time.